I'm proud to be the company's East End branch investigator and meter money collection agent. Ultimate gas meters accept threepenny bits. What? Threepenny bits? Threepenny bits? What? Each coin giving customers about 2 hours of gorgeous gas. And yet, the meter in Mr. Shamspier's room didn't have a single coin in it. The meter doesn't appear to have been tampered with though, and the collection agent has the only key. And somehow he's using all the flaming gas he wants without paying a penny. If that's not thieving, what is? Are you sure he's using the gas? Or maybe he's just so poor he can't even afford the gas? Oh, that was a very short. Pray forgive the discourtesy. The irrelevance of this testimony caused me to turn to my hallowed chalice. What do you mean by that remark, Lord Van Zieks? Did a mustachioed chimpanzee's poison the gangling excuse for an actor, or didn't he? That is all that should concern this court, and yet now we must listen to this abhorrence. Clearly, what separates the vast British Empire and your Eastern Island nation is more than geographical distance. But this could turn out to be a crucial testimony. The cross-examination must go ahead. I love this move. This is so ridiculous. Do what you will. Lord Van Zieks appears to be in a violent mood. Yes, he does. An attempted poisoning and an incidence of gas theft with no supporting evidence. It's true that they would appear completely unrelated at first glance, but I wonder, the truth tends to be buried in the most unusual places, and the first step in uncovering it will be to establish just who and what this man really is, underneath his jester costume. Okay. That was a very short testimony. I don't see the relevance at all, but I agree with Van Zieks here. But I haven't played this game for a while, so I don't really remember what happened before either. So let's just press on everything, shall we? Hold it! So does that mean you enter people's houses in order to empty their gas meters? That I do. I have to try to catch people when they're in. Then I ask permission to come inside and do my business. Does that mean you've been into Mr. Natsume's room before as well as that of Mr. Shamspear? Well, no, interesting you should bring that up, because I couldn't believe how little money was in this meter. I mean, how the pair of them survived the winter is beyond me, it really is. Knowing Mr. Natsume, he probably spends all his gas money on books. And then, when he's finished reading them, he probably burns them for warmth. Oh, what a good idea. You will kindly reiterate your statement about the gas meter themselves, Mr. Meterman. Not much to say really, but as you wish. Ultimate gas meters accept threepenny bits, each coin giving customers about 2 hours of gorgeous gas. Oh, he did not say anything else. This is his testimony. Hold it! So all London houses have that have a gas supply are fitted with these gas meters, are they? They're the latest model, the height of technology developed by our company, Ultimate Gas. And anyone who uses our gas will have one of these meters in their property, yes? So if a 3-pence coin gives 2 hours of gas, most people would use about 3 coins in a night? A bit more than that usually, if they have both gas lights and a gas stove, that is. Thinking about it, Soseki-san doesn't have a fireplace in that room of his, does he? Some people still choose to use candles, of course, and only have gas for heating. Ah yes, I do remember seeing candles in Mr. Natsume's room actually. And how does the money in the meter get back to you at the gas company? Every 3 days, gasmen like me visit properties on the gas supply and empty the meters of coins. Every 3 days? must say the design and manufacture of the new meter cost the company an awful lot of money. But happily, it did put a stop to people not paying their dues for the most part. Because they have to pay in advance, you mean? Yes, exactly right. And yet the meter didn't have a single coin in it.
Hold it!
Out of interest, how long has this been going on?
Weeks and weeks and weeks! He's been pitching a gas of us for ages! And you've examined the meter in Mr. Shamspeare's room, I take it?
Naturally. We took it off the wall and went over it with a fine-toothed comb. And found nothing suspicious at all, I presume. No, I'm afraid we didn't. Which is exactly why I demanded a new type of meter to be produced. One with an indestructible lock, the Shamspeare Special.
Shamspeare Special? You named your new design of a lock? You named it Shamspeare? That sounds like it would have cost an awful lot of 3-penny pieces.
But even after all that, the rascal's meter was still empty.
I never forget a humiliation. And when I opened the money box and found it bare, you what? I said, you what? And the look on his face, that smarmy smile of his. He pulled the meter straight off the wall and took it back to the office. But you know what? Nothing. Not a trace of being jammied open anywhere, not a single sign. Are you okay? What are you doing? And what's happening to my salary as a result? Down by 3 shillings a day, that's what.
What? The company blames you for that? That is not acceptable. Unacceptable. What? You need a union. A life-threatening situation in a number of ways. Incidentally, what became of that meter?
Nothing became of it. I've still got it.
Oh.
Right here.
Okay. No wonder they call you Meter Man.
I think it would be prudent for the court to sequester this item while the trial is ongoing.
Nice job, Judge. Definitely. Let's take a look at that, shall we? Oh yeah, I need to make myself familiar with the evidence that I have. We have a street map. The bookshops are still marked on here. What is happening? Above, soap, for whatever reason. An envelope that has been torn off. Pair of teacups. Crime scene photograph. Medical report. Strychnine. Gas meter. Yeah, that looks very sturdy, doesn't it? And there's a big lock. That's a very sturdy looking padlock, isn't it? And the money box is sealed with beeswax too. Sealed with beeswax? So if Mr. Sholmes were to get up to any mischief, he'd be found out immediately. Mr. Naruhodo, mischief of that kind is not the sort of thing that Mr. Sholmes would... You know you didn't finish that sentence, don't you? Well, anyway, it's understandable that a gas company would want to safeguard the money that's rightfully theirs. But it does feel a little over the top, perhaps, doesn't it? Over the top? Oh, the green stuff, that's beeswax? Sealed shut? Okay, nothing else. Oh! Oh! Oh? Oh? Oh, what's... Have you spotted something, Mr. Naruhodo? Just here, there's a little hole, do you see? Goodness, you're right. I wouldn't have noticed. It's not a very neat hole, is it? Not professionally made, I'd say. So, you think it might have been opened up by Mr. Shakespeare? Possibly. It seems the people at Ultimate Gas must have missed it. How do you miss it? Well, it suddenly seems to go all the way through to the inside. Yes, but there's no way a coin could fit through there. Oh. Oh, okay. That's true, but even so, it seems more than a little suspicious. No coin could have gone through it. I thought, yeah, he put the money in there, got his coin back. But seriously, how did the company miss such a big gaping hole like that? That's crazy. Although at first glance, there doesn't appear to be anything unusual about it, but at second glance, there is. Let's move this along, shall we? Continue with your testimony. I would say it has as much value as the contents of that meter. Oof. Okay. Doesn't appear to have been tampered with. Yeah, right. There's only one key for all of your meters. Well, in truth, there's another key in the company vault at our main office. But even if someone had somehow managed to get hold of a key, we'd know if the coin box had been opened. Oh, how? I came up with a rather clever way to expose any little shenanigans as it happens. Would you care to explain?
Well, no. In order to empty a meter, you have to unlock the padlock and remove the cover. But when I close the cover again, I stick a little beeswax seal on it, you see?
A seal, like the sort of thing you'd put on an envelope, you mean?
Something like that, yes. And basically you can't remove the cover again without breaking the seal.
Now, in the case of Mr. Shakespeare's meter, there were no coins inside at all, as I stated.
But the seal hadn't been broken either.
So that would mean Mr. Shakespeare somehow managed to steal coins from inside a meter without opening it. It would seem so, but that would be impossible.
Was that a new animation? Me looking at Susato like that?
Lady, what are you doing with your umbrella? That's very dangerous. Well, I mean, I could present this contradiction right here. It has been tampered with, right? But what does that prove? I don't know.
Objection!
Lady Ultimate, I'm afraid to say that this meter clearly does show signs of having been tampered with. What?
Get away! I've been over and over that thing! I'm telling ya, there's nothing wrong about it!
In that case, what do you have to say about the small hole that's been made at the base of the coin box?
Hole? What?
You're right. You're quite right. There's a little hole there. How did you miss it? The meters aren't supposed to have that. None of the others do. In other words, we can assume that Mr. Shakespeare secretly opened up this hole himself. Yes, I wouldn't be at all surprised, but why?
Yeah, why? I mean, it's tiny. You couldn't get a farthing through that.
Lady Ultimate, I wonder if you could give the court some more details about your meter designs? What sort of details? Well, what I'd specifically like to know is how it's dismantled, how it differentiates coins. How it's dismantled? That doesn't make any sense. Let's ask how it differentiates coins. How does the meter tell the difference between different coins? What do you mean? Well, for example, if someone were to put in a 1-penny coin, that wouldn't work presumably, would it? No, of course not. So, how does the meter know that the coin it's been fed is a through penny bit? Ah, I see what you're getting at now. The meter tells coins apart by their shape and size, which includes their thickness. A through penny bit is about 3/4 of an inch in diameter, you see? Others coins just won't fit. Ah, I see. It's clearly been very well thought out.
The witness will amend her formal testimony with that information in case it is pertinent.
As you wish, my lord. Huh. So it just tells them apart by size. So if you put something in that has the same exact size as a through penny, then it should work as well, right?
Hold it!
But conversely then, it would seem that anything matching a 3-pence coin exactly in terms of diameter and thickness could equally well be used. Would that be true? Well, yes, in a way. The weight comes into it to a certain extent as well.
Oh, we've thought of that though anyway. If I find any fake coins inside the coin box when I empty the meter, the contract says the customer has to pay 100 times the amount they diddled as a fine. We live for moments like that, as gasmen do, live for them. And what if the gas company has thought of everything? Oh, hooray for gas, hurrah for cash, ultimate all the way!
I mean, even though the gas company gets like 100 times the amount that the customer stole, you won't get any of that, meter man. That's quite enough of that. Remind me, how big are through penny bits? About 3/4 of an inch across. What do you think, Mr. Naruhodo? Is this 2 centimeters measurement significant? Or perhaps there's some other aspect of the meter's construction that we should be focusing on? Yes, you may be right. Perhaps I should try a different tack here. Thank you, game. Thank you, game. Like asking about whether the meter can be dismantled. Yeah, okay. How can the meter be dismantled? Dismantled? Yes, given that there are no signs of it having been forced. I'm wondering if perhaps rather than being broken open, it might have been taken apart. Well, yes, that does make some sense. The padlocks are made by a first-class locksmith from the finest quality steel, and the meter box itself is made from plate steel as well, welded shut to ensure it can't be opened again. I can assure you it's quite impossible to dismantle it.
Wahoo, yeah, nothing leaks from an ultimate meter, no coins, no gas, no nothing.
I see.
The witness will amend her formal testimony with that information.
Oh, okay. As you wish, my lord. All joints on the meter are welded shut, and the lug is made from solid steel. There's no way to dismantle it. Okay, let's press on this as well. Has anyone ever tried?
Oh yeah, they've tried, but they've all given up before long.
After all, if they actually broke the meter, the company would be able to take legal action. Yes, that makes sense. What do you think, Mr. Naruhodo? Is its welded steel construction significant? Or perhaps there's some other aspect?
Okay.
Okay, so we're not sure which one we should focus on. Could he be using soap? Emulating a coin. Put the soap into the gas meter.
That seems a little bit.
I don't know. No, yes! That's a 3-penny bit, right? And he carved it out from the soap to put it in there, and then somehow the soap melts so it can escape the meter through the hole. Oh, for? Okay, we need information about the 3-penny bit. Okay. The meter is designed for coins, the exact diameter. Nothing else will fit. Well, that's not true. Because he's using soap. That's Mr. Shakespeare. My lord, there are clearly grounds for being suspicious of that. What? That wasn't correct?
I'm sorry, Counsel, but I fail to see why.
Okay. Devil's advocate?
You do appear to have something of the devil in you.
Oh my goodness. Nothing else will fit. Did we talk about this yet? Oh, look at this bar of soap. There's a circular depression on this side, about 2 centimeters across. Or 3/4 of an inch. Do you think... We did find the soap at the scene, didn't we? Yes, there were 2 bars on that little ledge just outside the window, so we took this one. But I'm sure that when we first found it, there was some sort of reddish medallion in the middle there. I remember it clearly. Yes, but there's no sign of it now. Where could it have gone? Oh, when we found it, there was a 3-penny piece in it, but now it's gone? Okay, can we present it now?
Objection!
Oh god. Let me just confirm something here. If the diameter and thickness were to be correct, the meter would accept any object as if it were a 3-penny bit. Is that correct? Yes, that is correct. Well, by something of a coincidence, while we were investigating in Mr. Shakespeare's room, we found a particular item that matches the dimensions perfectly. Something the same size as a 3-penny bit? What was it? The item in question is this.
What? Have you been inhaling gas as a bar of soap?
It certainly looks nothing like a 3-penny bit, I must say. It looks like I'm going to have to point out exactly what I mean here. What's so important about the soap is this part here. Oh, we just did that game.
Got it!
You have to turn over the soap to see what I mean. Ah! Are you referring to that round depression in the middle of the soap there? That's right, a depression that's approximately 3/4 of an inch in diameter. Or, in other words, almost exactly the same size as a 3-penny bit.
Get away! Does anyone here present have in their possession a 3-penny bit? Quickly now, hand over your coins, ladies and gentlemen.
It sounds rather like a highway robbery, doesn't it?
Thanks to a kind member of the public in the gallery, I have here a 3-penny bit. Now to see if it fits. My word, it couldn't be more snug.
Yes, as I suspected. This, without a doubt, is a vital clue to explain how the Ultimate Gas Company is being defrauded. Well, I don't believe it. So, your assertion amounts to what? That some inferior bar of soap has a tentative connection to the theft of gas? Yes. The depression in the soap was clearly made by a 3-penny bit.
I must concur at least that pushing a coin with some force into a poor quality bar of soap such as this is a remarkably simple way of replicating the coin's shape. No, you could use some melted wax or something to pour into the mold. You could make fake coins in no time.
This brings all the pieces of the puzzle together. It's the method Mr. Shamspeare has been using to steal the gas. That's the missing link. And now, if I follow the chain of thought, it's going to bring me to a new explanation for what happened that nobody's considered yet. But this is all nonsense. If the man had been making fake coins, my worker here would have found them when he emptied the meter.
Quite true, Lady Ultimate. In the absence of some black magic that could make them disappear.
I see. That's what we're dealing with, is it? There's one form of black magic that could cause fake coins to disappear into thin air, yes. Exactly. And the meter here gives it away. What on earth? There are remnants of the magical method used visible on the gas meter taken from the victim's room.
If that is your assertion, Counsel, the defense will identify these remnants for the court at once.
Oh?
Where on the meter can the remnants of the method used to make the fake coins disappear be seen?
Well, naturally it's the hole here at the bottom. Sounds so wrong, but it is what it is.
Got it!
We found this bar of soap at the scene of the crime just outside the victim's window.
Oh, outside?
Yes, outside, where you yourself, Mr. Meterman, were loitering in the freezing winter air. And that's where we found the soap.
Oh, I get it!
That's right. The answer, of course, is ice.
Did you say ice?
Mr. Shamspeare has been leaving soaps like this outside his window each evening filled with water. After a night outside in the bitter cold, the water is completely frozen solid in the next morning. Then he takes his fake coins of ice and feeds them into the gas meter, giving him light and warmth in spades. As his room becomes very comfortably warm, the ice now inside the meter's coin box melts, turning back into water and draining harmlessly away through the small hole made in the underside of the meter. Oh, that's genius! That is how, without leaving any evidence of his wrongdoing, this man has been stealing ultimate gas. Just like that, so simply. Is he trying to make us look like idiots? He's been fooling us all with some bars of soap and some water? That's right, madam. I don't believe it. It can't be true. Do you have any idea how much money we spent to develop that new meter? And now you have the audacity to suggest that a bit of soap and some water can render it totally useless? Lady, why are you being so angry at me? I'm the one who exposed this whole scheme. You should be thanking me. Give me money. What? I'm fairly sure I didn't design it. Evidence. Sorry. I want evidence. If you're going to stand there and tell me our meters are rubbish, I want to see proof. She's very good at enforcing accountability, isn't she? Why does Susato look like she's about to cry? Very well, Lady Ultimate. If you'd like evidence, I'll provide it. What? Mr. Naruhodo, are you saying you do actually have evidence to support this theory? Do I have evidence? To support this theory, isn't this evidence enough? The bar of soap and the hole? I don't have evidence, no. I did notice a trace of something that bothered me a little at the time. And I have a feeling that this theory we've come up with now could explain it. The piece of evidence that substantiates the theory is... Hold on. Maybe you can see something. Oh, yeah. Yeah, evidence right here. Okay. we're gonna present this, right?
Take that!
This is a photograph of the scene at the point when the victim was discovered, taken by Inspector Gregson. And it clearly shows the remnants of the crime carried out by Mr. Shamspeare. What remnants? Here you can see the gas meter on the wall in Mr. Shamspeare's room. Now look closely at the floorboards directly underneath the meter. Oh, the game doesn't want me to point out manually? What is that? Some kind of grubby stain? Almost certainly it's a water stain resulting from the liquid that drained out of the hole made in the meter. If one coin gives around 2 hours of gas usage and the occupant was heating his room in all his waking hours, we can imagine he would have used around 10 of his fake coins each day. The melting ice inside the meter's coin box would have been dripping out almost constantly, leaving a stain on the floor. This is awful! And there's further evidence too. What? Mr. Shamspeare slumped over his table, apparently having consumed strychnine. And right there next to him is a bar of soap, broken in half. You're right.
It would appear to me then, Counsel, that the man was eating the soap, was he?
What? No way. Pardon me for disagreeing with your lordship, but... certainly not, you dummy. He didn't beat around the bush there, did he? In truth, Mr. Shamspeare was found with a fork in his hand.
A meal of soap is sounding increasingly likely, Lord Van.
You mean to say he was using that fork to... Yes. To extract a frozen coin from the bar of soap. But the bar broke in half. So perhaps it didn't go very well.
Good gracious!
Whoops, there goes another bottle. Lord Van Zieks? I was throwing my hand up in despair and happened to catch my hallowed bottle on the way. Pray forgive my maladroit mistake. Who's paying for these wine bottles?
What is the meaning of this, Counsel?
Allow me to pose my learned friend a question. What exactly did you establish with your most recent cross-examination? That Shamspeare can't be trusted, is not an upright citizen, that Mr. William Shakespeare is a liar and a thief. In other words, that his testimony is unreliable. Well done, Zado. I love that. That's it? Yes, what she said. Very well. Let us assume the man is a liar. Now allow me to pose another question. What possible difference does that make? Well, I guess it makes a difference to the jurors, right? Well, we know that suicide can be discounted. Scotland Yard's investigation revealed no sign of another vessel that contained poison. And on the night in question, there were no visitors to the room except the accused. A young gas man's testimony, which we have no reason to doubt, has confirmed that. Furthermore, the only possible way the poison could have entered the victim's body is via the tea. The court has seen no evidence whatsoever to suggest otherwise. Even if William Shamspeare is the liar you claim him to be, these facts have been objectively established. There's no escaping it. Therefore, in light of these facts, the prosecution calls for immediate adjudication. You... What?